would you die for? Who would you lie for, lie for? This ain't the Bible. Cause I got a rifle, rifle. Don't ever fuck with me. Cause I got enemies, Have you ever told yourself, I'll draw when I feel inspired? And then days or even weeks go by, and you still haven't picked up a pencil. And I think this is something us artists can relate to. As artists, we love that rush of inspiration, that moment when the idea hits and we can't wait to create. But let's be honest, those moments don't come every day. Sometimes they barely come at all. And that's where we get stuck. Today, I want to talk about something that helped me finally break that cycle. Why discipline matters more than the motivation, especially in art. Basically, if you've been waiting for motivation to magically show up, this video is for you. And also, I kinda want to talk about how I manage or how I came up with my art style. So this is something that I've been struggling to find when I started pursuing my art career, and I think it's nice to talk it out or talk about this during this video. So yeah. Let's be real. Motivation feels amazing when it's there. That sudden rush of energy that I could draw for hours vibe. That's what we all crave, right? But here's the catch. It doesn't last. Motivation is kind of like a guest that shows up unannounced and then leaves just as quickly. One day you're sketching with ideas pouring out of you, and then the next day, your pencil feels so heavy, your brain's blank, and you're scrolling Instagram thinking, why can't I be that creative? You start by saying things like, I'll draw when I feel more inspired. I'm just not in the mood right now. I don't want to force it. And before you know it, a day turns into a week, and your sketchbook's collecting dust again. I know, because I've done it before, over and over. And it's not because you're lazy, it's not because you're not talented, it's because you're relying on motivation, something that was never built to be consistent. Motivation is emotional. It depends on your mood, your energy, your environment. It's unpredictable. And when you create only when you feel good, you start to believe you can only make art under perfect conditions. So if motivation isn't the answer, what is? Discipline. Now, I know discipline sounds intense, like you're forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do. But that's not what I mean. Discipline isn't about being hard on yourself. It's not about pushing through exhaustion or ignoring your mental health. It's about commitment. It's about showing up for yourself, especially when it's not easy. It means saying, I'm going to draw today, not because I feel like it, but because I said I would. And that right there, that's what builds trust with yourself. Think about it. Every time you show up, even just for 10 minutes, you're sending a message to yourself. I'm an artist and I'll take this seriously. Even if the artist isn't great, even if you're tired, even if you only doodle random shapes. Discipline gives you permission to be imperfect. It says you don't have to make a masterpiece, just make something. And that small consistent action, that's where the real growth starts. Not just in your skills, but in your confidence. I used to think discipline would take the fun out of art, but honestly, it gave me freedom because I stopped waiting for the right mood and I just started creating. Some of my favorite pieces came from days I didn't feel motivated at all, but I still showed up, and that made all the difference. Now, I'm not here to tell you that discipline is some magical fix that makes everything perfect right away. I still struggled and still am. In fact, the first time I really committed to drawing daily, I honestly had no idea what I was doing. I wasn't even sure if I had an art style or if even I wanted one. I was just drawing. Some days, I'd be frustrated because of the pieces I was making weren't perfect. Other days, I'd feel like I had no direction and was just copying everyone else. But here's the thing, I stuck with it anyway. Some days, it felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. But when I look back at the time, I realized something important. It was all part of the process. The key was consistency. I didn't wait for that big aha moment where everything clicked. I just kept drawing, sketching, doodling, and experimenting. And little by little, I started noticing patterns in my work. The shapes I was drawn to, the colors I kept coming back to, the way I loved drawing certain textures or details. Things started to make sense when I stopped focusing so much on being perfect and just focused on showing up. I discovered my art style because I show up, even when I felt lost. I discovered my style because I kept practicing, even on days when I wasn't feeling inspired. It was through those messy, uncertain days that I started to find my voice. So maybe you're now thinking, I get it, discipline matters, but how do I actually build it? Great question. Let me ask you something. What's one small art related thing you could do today, even if you're not in the mood? Not a full painting, not a detailed illustration, maybe just a quick 5-minute sketch, a color swatch, a shape study. Discipline doesn't start with big goals. It starts small. Tiny, consistent action that you can repeat even on bad days. So here are a few things that really helped me. Set tiny, non-negotiable goals. Can you draw just for 10 minutes a day? Even if it's a messy doodle, it still counts. Starts with something so easy, it's hard to say no. And actually, if you're having fun with it, there will be no problem at all. And for my number 2, Schedule it like it matters. Because it does. When do you feel most focused during the day? Morning? Late night? Block that time out and treat it like an appointment with yourself. For my number 3, it's tracking your progress visually. Whether it's a calendar, a sticky note chain, or a habit app, seeing your streak grow is incredibly motivating. And if you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just keep going. For number 4, reduce friction. Are your art supplies packed away? Do you get stuck deciding what to draw? Make it easy for yourself. Set up your space the night before or use a prompt list so you're never starting from zero. 5. Give yourself permission to create bad art. Ask yourself this: what if the goal wasn't to be perfect, but just to show up? That mindset will carry you through the uninspired days and into real growth. The truth is, discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. You don't need a masterpiece every day, you just need improvements. Even the tiniest step forward is still progress. While we've been talking, you've probably seen this painting come together. It's called Brave Hearts on Gentle Waves. It shows a boy and his dog riding a turtle across a calm, open sea. They're headed somewhere unknown, but they're not afraid. They trust the journey. The ocean is wide, the sky is full of promise, and together, they face it all with quiet courage. This piece is about exactly what we've been talking about: going with the flow, believing in the adventure, and knowing that even the biggest journeys, whether it's finding your art style, staying consistent, or building a creative life, they all start with a brave heart. Sometimes we think about progress has to be fast, loud, or dramatic, but the truth is, some of those powerful growth happen slowly, gently, day by day, sketch by sketch. So if you're just taking small steps right now, trusting the process even when it's unclear, you're already on the path. You're already a brave heart. So, wherever you are right now, whether you're riding high on inspirations or just trying to make it through the quiet waves, keep going. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to feel ready every single day. You just need to show up with a brave heart and the willingness to keep moving. Because that's how growth happens. That's how art happens. And that's how you happen. If this video spoke to you, if you're ready to create with more discipline, more trust, and more courage, let me know in the comments. Tell me where you are on your journey. I love to hear and cheer on you. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so we can keep growing together, one gentle wave at a time. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. I'll see you in the next one. Stay steady, stay brave, keep creating.
Up to something scandalous. Taste my bitter heart, you know it makes you blush. Something is right. This happiness and the attention you don't listen. You've been giving, you've been spending all your time on the line.